Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about a very interesting and often overlooked coin, the Australia 20 cents coin from the year 2016, especially in very fine condition. You might have this coin sitting quietly in your collection or even in your pocket, but today we'll explore its history, condition, composition, collector demand, and most importantly, its current market value in dollars. So stay with me till the end, because this small coin has a story that's definitely worth knowing. Let's begin with the history of this coin. The Australian 20 cent coin has been part of the country's decimal currency system since 1966, when Australia transitioned from pounds to dollars. The 2016 version continues that legacy with pride. It features the iconic platypus design on the reverse side, which has been a symbol of Australia's unique wildlife for decades. On the obverse, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, representing Australia's connection to the British monarchy. The 2016 coin was produced in large numbers for circulation, making it a common coin at first glance. But condition plays a very important role in its value. Now let's talk about the condition, specifically what very fine means. A coin in very fine condition shows moderate wear, but still retains clear details. The main features, like the platypus and the Queen's portrait, are visible and well-defined, although some finer details may be slightly worn. This condition is actually quite popular among collectors because it balances affordability with decent visual appeal. It's not heavily damaged, and it still carries much of its original beauty. Moving on to the background and composition of the coin, the Australian 20 cent coin is made from cupronickel, which is a combination of and. This composition gives the coin its silver-like appearance and durability. The coin weighs and has a distinctive scalloped edge with 12 sides, making it easy to recognize even by touch. This unique shape adds to its charm and makes it stand out among other coins in circulation. Now let's discuss collector demand, which is a key factor in determining value. Generally, the 2016 Australian 20 cent coin is not considered rare because it was minted in large quantities. However, collectors are always interested in coins that are well preserved or have special characteristics such as errors, unusual finishes, or being part of a complete year set. A very fine condition coin may not be extremely rare, but it still has value to collectors who are building sets or looking for quality examples of modern Australian currency. Demand can also increase over time as coins become older and fewer well-preserved pieces remain in circulation. Now comes the most exciting part, the current market value. In today's market, a standard 2016 Australian 20 cent coin in very fine condition typically holds a value close to its, which is about $2.40, $0 to $275,000 Australian dollars. However, depending on the exact condition, shine, and overall appearance, it may sell for slightly higher, around $2.88,000 to $3.20, $0 Australian dollar among collectors. If the coin is in exceptional condition or has some unique feature, the value could be higher. But for a typical, very fine coin, this is the realistic range. It's not about huge profit here, but about steady value and long-term collecting enjoyment. For collectors, there are always smart tips to keep in mind. It's important to store your coins properly to maintain their condition. Avoid touching the surface too much and keep them in protective holders or albums. Always check your coins carefully because sometimes rare errors or special varieties can go unnoticed. Even a common coin like this can become special if it has something unique about it. Patience is also key in coin collecting, as value can grow over time. As we come to the conclusion, the 2016 Australian 20 cent coin in very fine condition may not be a jackpot coin today, but it holds steady value, historical significance, and collector interest. It represents a piece of Australia's currency system and natural heritage, making it a meaningful addition to any collection. Remember, in coin collecting, every coin has its own story, and sometimes even the simplest coins can bring the most joy. So if you have this coin, don't underestimate it. Keep it safe, appreciate its design, and who knows, in the future, its value and importance might grow even more. Next up, today we're diving into an interesting and often overlooked coin, the 1981 Australian 20 cents coin, especially the one with a rust black dot and in fine condition. If you're a coin collector or just curious about rare coins and their value, this video is going to be both exciting and informative for you. Let's start with a little history to understand why this coin matters. The Australian 20-cent coin was first introduced in 1966 when Australia switched to decimal currency. The 1981 version of this coin continues the same iconic design featuring a platypus on the reverse side, which is one of Australia's most unique and beloved animals. The obverse side features Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machine at that time. These coins were produced by the Royal Australian Mint, ensuring high-quality minting standards. Now let's talk about the condition and what makes your coin special. A coin described as being in fine condition means it has been circulated but still retains clear details. You can still see the platypus design, though there may be some wear on the high points. The presence of a rust black dot adds an unusual characteristic. This black dot typically forms due to environmental exposure or oxidation, especially since the coin is made of cupronickel. While some collectors prefer clean coins, others find such natural toning and marks interesting because they tell a story of the coin's journey through time. Speaking of composition, the 1981 Australian 20-cent coin is made from cupronickel, which is a blend of this composition gives the coin its silver-like appearance and durability. The coin weighs around 11.3 grams and has a distinctive round shape with a milled edge, making it easy to identify and handle. The durability of this metal mix is one reason why many of these coins are still found in decent condition today. Now let's move into collector demand, which is where things get really interesting. Coins like the 1981 Australian 20 cents are generally common, but specific features such as unusual marks, errors, or unique toning like your rust black dot can increase curiosity among collectors. While it may not be a rare error coin, the uniqueness can still attract niche collectors who enjoy coins with character. The demand also depends on how well preserved the coin is and whether the black dot is seen as damage or a distinctive feature. So, what about the current market value? In general, a standard 1981 Australian 20 cents coin in fine condition is worth around $2.50, $0 to $70,000, mainly close to its face value. However, if your coin has an unusual appearance like a noticeable rust black dot and still maintains decent detail, it could sell for slightly more, possibly between $2.88, $0 to $3.10, $0, depending on the buyer's interest. In some rare cases, if a collector finds the marking unique or visually appealing, it could even go a bit higher, but typically it stays within this range. Now let me share some helpful tips for collectors who might own similar coins. Always store your coins in a dry and safe environment to prevent further oxidation. Avoid cleaning the coin aggressively, especially if it has natural toning, because cleaning can reduce its value. It's also a good idea to compare your coin with others online or consult experienced collectors to better understand its uniqueness. Patience is key in coin collecting, as sometimes the right buyer comes along who truly appreciates what you have. As we come to the conclusion, the 1981 Australian 20 cents coin with a rust black dot in fine condition may not be extremely rare, but it still holds charm and value in the collector world. Every coin has a story, and this one is no different. Whether you keep it as part of your collection or decide to sell it, remember that even small details can make a coin special. Next up, today we're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting, and specifically, we're talking about a classic piece from Australia, the 1967 Australian 20 cents coin, especially in very fine condition, and what its value looks like in today's market. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the story, beauty, and value of this amazing coin. Let's start with a bit of history. The 1967 Australian 20 cents coin is part of Australia's early decimal currency system, which was introduced in 1966. This means the coin comes from the very first years after Australia moved away from the old pound system. That makes it historically important because it represents a major financial transition in the country. Coins from these early years often attract collectors because they mark the beginning of a new era. Now when we talk about condition, the term very fine is very important. A coin in very fine condition still shows clear details, but it has been circulated. You might notice some wear on the high points of the design, especially on the platypus image and the queen's portrait. However, the overall design remains sharp and recognizable, which makes it quite appealing for collectors who want a balance between affordability and quality. Let's talk about the background and composition of this coin. The 1967 Australian 20-cent coin is made of cupronickel, which is a blend of copper and nickel. This gives the coin a silver-like appearance and strong durability. One of the most iconic features of this coin is the platypus design on the reverse side, which is uniquely Australian and loved by collectors worldwide. On the front, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, reflecting Australia's connection to the British monarchy at that time. The coin is round, solid, and has a satisfying weight, which adds to its overall appeal. Moving on to collector demand, this coin holds a steady place in the market. While the 1967 issue is not considered extremely rare, it is still desirable, especially in better conditions like very fine or above. Collectors who focus on Australian decimal coins often want to complete their early sets, and this coin becomes an essential part of that collection. Its historical value, combined with its attractive design, keeps demand consistent over time. Now let's talk about the current market value, which is what most of you are curious about. In today's market, a 1967 Australian 20-cent coin in very fine condition typically ranges between $2.30, 0 to $2.50, 0 Australian dollars. If the coin has slightly better detail or eye appeal, it might fetch a bit more, especially if sold to the right collector. While this might not sound like a huge amount, remember that coin collecting is not just about price, it's about history, passion, and long-term value. And over time, even common coins can appreciate. For those of you who are collectors or thinking about starting, here are some helpful tips woven into our discussion. Always check the condition carefully because even small differences can affect value. Try to store your coins properly in holders or albums to prevent damage. It's also a great idea to learn grading skills, as understanding condition can help you make better buying and selling decisions. Most importantly, collect coins that you personally enjoy, because that's what makes this hobby truly rewarding. As we come to the conclusion, the 1967 Australian 20-cent coin may not be the rarest coin out there, but it carries significant historical importance and charm. In very fine condition, it offers a great entry point for collectors and a meaningful addition to any collection. Its value today may be modest, but its story and appeal are timeless. Next up, today, we're diving into one of Australia's most interesting small denomination coins, the 2008 Australian 20-cent coin. But this isn't just any 20-cent piece. It's a version that has captured the attention of collectors, especially those with that lovely rust-brown patina and unique wear on the front and back. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your coin collection journey, this coin has a story worth telling. The 20-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, replacing the old florin as part of Australia's decimal currency. By 2008, these coins had been circulating for decades, and many were already showing signs of use. The coin you see here has a beautiful rust-brown tone, a result of natural oxidation over the years. Some might call it aged perfection, giving it a warm, vintage character that appeals to collectors. Its front, or obverse, proudly features Queen Elizabeth II, a design that has remained consistent, while the back, the reverse, showcases the iconic platypus, a true symbol of Australia's unique wildlife. In terms of composition, the 2008 Australian 20-cent coin is made from cupronickel, an alloy of copper and nickel. This gives it durability for everyday use, while also allowing it to develop that charming brownish tone over time. Its round, smooth edges and precise minting make it instantly recognizable, and even a well-worn coin tells a story of daily life in Australia, from wallets to vending machines. Collectors love coins like this, not just for their history, but for the subtle variations each one develops over time. A rust-brown front, or slight wear on the back, can make a coin stand out from the mass of shiny, newly minted pieces. Demand for these coins comes from those who appreciate the beauty in aged coins, the ones that show personality and character. Some collectors specifically search for coins with unique patinas or minor imperfections, which can make them more desirable than a perfectly new example. So, what is the market value of a 2008 Australian 20-cent coin in this condition? As of today, coins with average wear and that attractive rust brown coloring can sell for anywhere between $1,48,000 to $1,75,000 in the collector's market. While that might not seem like a huge premium over face value, remember that value isn't just about money, it's about rarity, condition, and the joy of holding a piece of history in your hand. Some coins with particularly striking colors or minimal circulation marks may even fetch slightly higher prices among dedicated collectors. For anyone starting a collection, a few tips can go a long way. Always store your coins in a dry, stable environment to preserve their natural color. Avoid cleaning them with harsh chemicals, as that can reduce both beauty and value. Take time to study the details, the subtle lines on the platypus, the shine of the alloy, and the overall condition. Each coin has its own personality, and learning to appreciate that will make your collecting experience far more rewarding. In conclusion, the 2008 Australian 20-cent coin is more than just spare change. It's a small piece of history, a symbol of Australia's heritage, and a delightful addition to any collection. Its rust-brown charm, careful minting, and collector appeal make it a coin worth noticing. Whether you're looking to invest, admire, or simply enjoy the stories these coins carry, the 2008 Australian 20-cent has plenty to offer. So next time you stumble upon one, take a moment to appreciate the journey it's been on. And who knows, you might just have a treasure in your hands